Rolling. And action.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Jenly in the RV. This week we wanted to sit down and just talk with you guys about the actual cost it takes to live full-time in an RV. So yeah, hit that subscribe button and let's get into the video. Before we really get into the video, I do want to do a little disclaimer. Our 13-month-old son is kind of running around here, small RV, and our dog too, so I apologize for the noise and such. Anyways, so we are travel nurses, as y'all know, we've mentioned that before, and if you're new, welcome, we're travel nurses. So yes, we originally were doing apartments, and for short leases, we were paying about $1,500 a month, which is, a little high, but again, a short lease, for month to month, it's, that way. And we just didn't like that, the lifestyle of, going from apartment to apartment and moving a lot, as well as, not being able to have something at the end. You're paying all this rent out and you're not getting anything. So Carlo did some research on that with the RV.
So as far as the cost of buying an RV, buying a truck, and the lot rentals for your RV, it comes out to be even as far as like what we were paying in an apartment. The big difference is we get to keep the RV when we're done, and we get to keep a truck.
Yeah.
So to me, it was just like a win-win in terms of like we're still spending the same amount of money, but we get to keep it at the end of our travels.
When we bought the RV, we did have to get a loan, and RVs actually have a recreational loan, which honestly I wasn't too sure about, and he wasn't either until we did the research on it. What's great about the recreational loan is that it's 15 years, at least ours is.
Yep.
And that's amazing because, a car is typically 6 years. So with the 15-year loan, our monthly was super, super low, which was amazing for us. And then he was able to get kind of a better truck with that. But yeah, super great. As well, we did used. And I think we saved a good 15 to 20 grand because we bought used. And the amazing thing about the one that we found was we bought it in 2017 and the model is a 2017. The people just had it for 3 or 4 months and it was basically brand new. So that was the most amazing thing. Buying used is the way to go.
Well, after we bought the RV, we actually bought the extended warranty also.
Yeah.
Now, normally I don't buy extended warranties on anything, but we figured we're going to be living in this thing full time for the next few years. And at the same time, we're going to be traveling across the country multiple times because we don't know where our time is going to be. So being in it full time and just the constant, bombardment of traveling across the country, we decided it's probably worth getting that warranty. And it has been worth it because we've had an AC blowout, we've had a washer blowout, and a toilet leak, and a couple other things like that. And all in all those repairs and costs over a period of time, the bills were going to be about $3 grand. And because of that warranty, we ended up paying about $250.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much paid for itself.
Yeah, how much, do you remember how much it was?
It was $2 grand for the warranty.
Yeah, that was just added on to our loan when we bought it.
So it's already paid for itself, and we still got about 5, maybe 6 years left in that warranty. So it's definitely been well worth it.
I think it's a 7-year one that we had purchased, right? Yeah, 7 years. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, and another thing too, as far as expenses, we figured out that there's also a car insurance for an RV.
Who knew?
I didn't know that, and so I didn't know that there was going to be an extra cost. And it's the same thing through a car insurance. It's ours is covered through Geico, and it works as if so if you're driving down the road, you get in an accident, that's how that insurance covers the RV. The extended warranty that we purchased with the RV is more of if the refrigerator breaks down or the microwave breaks down,
like our AC,
the washer, the AC, things that are living, expenses for the RV.
It's pretty much like our home insurance, which
exactly
honestly you need. So we have that for the 7 years, and then we actually always just put away money because anything's gonna happen, oven goes out or something like that. So then after the 7 years, we have extra money, and then if something's just not cost, under the warranty, it's not able to be, fixed and such. So just in case.
it's just like living in a house. Things fall apart, things break down. You just gotta pay to get it fixed. Well, after we bought the RV, it was time to buy a truck. And this one, we spent a little bit more, mainly because we saved a lot of money and we had a lot of room on the budget as far as our monthly ridiculously expensive
We bought
with the loan.
used with RV, so new. With
So
the
we
truck.
ended up buying a new truck, mainly because I wanted to get something more reliable, something that's new that I
Just
could
wanted
just.
a new truck.
I wanted a new truck. The smart money says buy used, but I wanted a new truck, and we had some room in the budget, so we ended up with a new truck.
Which is amazing, and we bought the RV first
Mm-hmm.
as his main thing. RV first, then truck. So I was able to pull a pretty good amount and knew that we could.
You need to make sure that when you buy a truck that it needs to be a diesel engine and a heavy duty, just because you don't want to end up trying to go across the country and end up in the mountains and not have the power
Yeah.
to be able to pull that RV. So be sure you get something big enough to where it can pull it, no problem.
Definitely. Moving on to RV spots. It can definitely vary if you're East Coast, West Coast, in the city, out of the city, amenities, all such things. So in LA, when we were there, we were paying $800 a month. That included power, which was great. And we had Wi-Fi. They had a washer and dryer that you could use, or multiple washer and dryers you could use. So that was pretty great. Pretty good amenities there. And then, of course, we've been on the flip side here in Reno and South Meadows. We were paying $500 a month plus a metered
Power, yep.
for the power. So that was ranging just depending on how much we were using. So yeah, but no amenities there. No
amenities,
Wi-Fi, no
nothing.
nothing. So yeah, it just depends on your amenities, where you're at, and you can go cheap or a little more expensive.
Also, location. I mean, if you're in the city, convenient, closer to everything, it's probably going to be a little more expensive. If you're outside the city, more in the countryside, it's definitely going to be a lot cheaper. But, you know, for us, we go for the cheaper side of things, mainly
Location and the
Yes,
RV,
and
like how the
location.
spot looks, you know.
and of course, you got to think about the budget, what you can afford. You know, sometimes you can only afford to be a little bit further out, but for the most part, you know, just stick with the budget.
Yeah. And then in Savannah, we were paying $600, and that was no amenities at all. But the location was great, the lot was great, and we don't really care about amenities. We have a washer and dryer. We have, like, sometimes we do Wi-Fi from like a cable company if the RV spot will set it up.
But for the most part, we use our phones. You know,
Yeah.
we have the AT&T Limited plan, and we just hotspot everything if we need to, or if when we're watching shows on TV, we just connect our phones to it.
Yeah.
And most of the RVs these days, they actually come with an antenna.
Super cool.
When we set it up, like here right now, we have the local channels. We have Fox, CBS, NBC,
ABC.
and ABC. So
Good
we're
stuff.
set. And anything over that, we kind of just, you know, do streaming services like Netflix. And like today, Disney Plus just came out.
Yeah. So excited. But yeah, some of the RV parks though, oh my goodness, there was this place in Savannah that I really wanted to get a spot in. It was like a barn with horses and a hot tub and pools and such. Oh my gosh, it was like $1,300 a month. And
But they had all the amenities like Wi-Fi,
Yeah, Wi-Fi
pool,
too.
power was included. And the main thing too, they had a
pretty.
lake in the back that you can actually, they had canoes and stuff that you can borrow, and
Oh,
you can
yeah,
actually
yeah.
go to the lake and just kind of, you know, do your thing. So,
Yeah.
but it was very expensive. That's why we didn't go there.
would have
But
been nice.
It would have been nice.
With most of the RV spots that at least we've been at, the water and the sewer have been free, so that's amazing. Having free water is great, y'all. And the power would just be extra for whatever, you know, your lot, the price would be for your lot at that time. And they usually just have like a meter. Yeah, they just have a meter and you just pay for what you use. Not too horrible. I think we've ranged like the summer about 70, and that's for both ACs and Bertha as well. Sometimes a little bit higher, just depends on how hot it's been and how long they've been running. Yeah. And in the winter, because we do some of the space heaters, we would range again about 70 maybe to 100 depending on how long we do the space heaters. But with RVs for heat, you could also use propane, which is also great.
Most RVs have furnaces that runs on propane, and if you want to keep your power costs down, you end up using more of the propane, but at the same time, you have to get it refilled.
Yeah.
So total combined cost between the power and the propane for the winter would probably be around $100, $120, just depending on how much propane costs in your area.
Yeah. And we have 3 7-gallon tanks. And one tank, it's 18 hours for a continuous run of the heater.
So
So
pretty
pretty
much,
long.
since we don't run it all the time,
Yeah.
in that 3 tanks, that'll last a whole month. And it costs about $40 to fill up all 3 tanks. So we just have to get it once a month, and
Yeah.
plus the power.
But the propane is also for the oven and the stove, which is a little bit extra too, just depending on how much you are cooking, but it's not as much
It
as
doesn't
when
burn that much
Yeah.
propane.
I hope y'all liked the video about just the breakdown of the cost of living in an RV full time. And yeah, hit that like button if you did, comment, subscribe. Y'all know what to do. And yeah, tune in next week for Jen Lee in the RV. Scranton,
What?
the Electric City.
Scranton. What?
The Electric City.
And the
Small-
little car goes in the compact spot.
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 Spot. Spot.